It's 9 p.m. and you're tuning in for the 9 p.m. album review. We just finished Currents by Tame Impala.
Yes.
And we're just leaving Pecos, New Mexico. We're glad you're tuning in today. What are your thoughts on the album as a whole and the last couple songs? Last 2 songs we listened to? No, we did both.
Yeah, it was just one.
New person, same old mistakes. We've all been there. Thoughts?
Well, the song, it's a good song. I think it's a little bit overhyped.
Really?
Yeah.
It gets a lot of love?
It's groovy. I love the start with the hi-hats.
Yeah.
You know, he's just going in with the hi-hats. On the drums, like the... Like he goes crazy on the drums. And I really like the concept. I don't know what
That's my microphone.
Oh, your microphone. Oh, this was turned on.
Yeah.
Or am I turning up?
Yeah, I think you'll turn it on like that way. Okay.
We're trying to drive as well.
We're almost on the highway.
I like the concept of that song because it's hard to change. And, it's a bop.
Yeah, I like it. I like in the middle of the song where it changes up and does that weird flip. And then, yeah, you'll turn this way. And then back on the freeway.
Yeah, see.
I like it. I think it's a good way to end the album.
Agreed.
I try not to relate to that song, but sometimes it happens. And oh my gosh, Vegas! There's a sign. Las Vegas, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go to the casino.
There's no casinos there.
Bruh.
Bruh. And I really love that album. I think overall, it's very spacey. It's very beautiful.
Disco reminds me of like a nighttime laser light show.
Yeah. I did enjoy listening to In the Dark. I think it was a good album to listen to in the dark. Mm-hmm. My favorite is definitely Reality Emotion. And then I think the first 2. Let It Happen and what's after Let It Happen?
Thanks.
Oh, hold on, after next.
The Moment.
The Moment. I think that is tied for my second favorite. Least favorite? Or, yeah, I like least favorite. Do you have a least favorite?
Probably Past Life.
Also, I would agree with that. Final thoughts. I also love it because Nathan loves it. And I love it.
I think that's my least favorite Tame Impala album, actually. But
Really?
still good.
You heard it fresh here at NNA
RT.
RTSM.
222.
Tuning in. And it's 9 a.m. So
9 p.m. even.
9 p.m. We're entering Pecos. And the next album will start. I was gonna play Declan, but I'm not. I choose Coldplay. Guess what album?
X and Y.
No, but that's a good one. I was thinking about that. I was saying Viva La Vida. I used to listen to Viva La Vida on the
Viva La
night.
Vida earlier the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, let's do it again.
Awesome. I used to listen to it on the way home from Springer with my mom
Perfect.
in the backseat being emo and blasting it really loud, and she would tell me to turn it down or it'd hurt my ears. So I'd turn it up. And we're about to turn it up right now. Be right back. Life in Technicolor
Life in Technicolor.
is dark out, but Life in Technicolor is here. Thoughts?
I like it. It's a good intro. No vocals needed, except a little. Just one
Only.
And it sounded to me like Imagine Dragons for some reason, like their old first album. What was it called? Visions, Night Visions. That's what it reminded me of.
Sweet. I like it. I always secretly wish that it was Life in Technicolor 2 with the words, because I love the words in that song. But I love it, and I love that it ends how it begins, so it reminds me also of the last song that I love. And loved it. I think it is also a very good intro song. It's also just so pretty. I just love it. I wish it was longer. Second, Cemeteries of London. Preview to this song, I didn't like it for a long time because I thought the first intro, the night they would go walking, I would just switch it, like, before I could even get to that song, that I didn't listen to where it opens up later in the song. Thoughts?
I forget what this one sounds like.
BRB. Cemeteries of London. Thoughts?
Cemeteries of London. I loved it. It reminded me, as I was listening, I just got this image of like 1800s London, where like a bunch of young young adults, like teenagers, being like wild in the night, like going like running around causing not trouble, but mischief, you know? And just like, especially the part where they're like, no, 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 no. Like they all sing together. It's like they're just out there having fun. And like the beat is like the drums are like so upbeat and adventurous. It's just like we're going on an adventure.
We are. I love that.
And the piano part at the end, it didn't need to be there, but they did it. And I love it. I love it for it.
Me too. I get imagery, and I've always gotten this same image, old-timey, like 1800s, but like a woman in a garden, really sad, and like God being near her, kind of like one of those old-fashioned pictures, but like she doesn't know that he's right there because she doesn't believe in him, but she's sad, and he's just like in her garden.
That's a very particular image.
Yeah, it's because he says, God came to my garden, and I don't know what he said, because my heart, it was not open. And so I picture the lady there, like, not aware that he's in her garden. And she's, like, looking for answers in the garden, but he's there, but she can't see him.
Is Coldplay a religious band?
I don't think so, but sometimes... We just listened to Lost, the not-acoustic version, which I think is better, and we'll have to listen to eventually. Thoughts?
Really good song. That one's my favorite so far.
Really?
Yeah. I love all the lyrics. It's a really like just like heartfelt message, like, and really relatable, and also inspiring.
Beautiful.
And I love the singing. It's beautiful. And the organ at the end.
Yeah. It gets heavy. I like it.
Love it.
I agree. My favorite part, especially growing up, was You Might Be a Big Fish, because I love the movie Big Fish. But you'd be in a little pond, because it keeps you humble. Also, like my shirt that says that I brought for pajamas today, get lost and find yourself. So I liked how he's saying, just because I'm lost, like, that's alright. Yeah. And up next is 42, which I think I listened to the least on the album, so I'm excited to revisit it. Thoughts?
About what?
Anything?
Pancakes are pretty good.
Yeah, with granola. And then also, the last footage got cut off. What did we say? You don't know. We're back, and we had just dodged a huge accident. A deer is just strolling into the road, stopped, and turned around.
You turned around for us. Thank you, dear.
Thank you, dear. Thoughts on 42?
Loved it. No, it was really good. I feel like I have a lot to say about it. We don't have that much time.
Oh, hurry.
The idea of like people dying, but they're still living on your head, and like he also says like I've been living there as well. Like he's also living in his head, and then he like the part in the middle where it's just like it's just totally crazy, like distorted almost. That part is like he's like trying to get out of his head almost.
Yeah.
And then I don't really know what the part of the ghost who almost made it to heaven. I don't know what that part's all about, but it was sick, so I liked it.
Yeah.
And overall, a sweet song, totally different from the other ones.
Very true. I used to actually never get to the part in the middle. The don't you mind me to go? And then I remember when I did, I was like, oh my god, I've been missing out. Because I didn't really like the beginning. I didn't like Those Who Are Dead. I just didn't relate to it. I didn't like how creepy it sounded. But then when I heard the middle and the whole thing in entirety, I liked it. And it was fun re-listening to it. I forgot that it happened. So I'm so glad that we didn't get hit that deer.
Yeah.
It literally was just rolling into the road, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you, universe.
We thought we might meet a ghost. We didn't. Lovers in Japan. I think it's one of my fave songs of all Coldplay. Probably my most listened to, especially when I was younger, because I really put faith that the sun would one day come out, and it did. Thank you, sun.
Well, my door is like wind. You hear the wind in my door.
I can.
Yeah.
Should I pull over and close it?
Yeah. Wait. Thoughts about the song though? Loved it. I think that's my favorite. It's so beautiful. And
It is so beautiful.
my door is. Sorry, my door is distracting me.
No worries.
Yeah, I love it, and I love the transition. It's like so dreamy, so different from the other ones. The other ones were like, they're kind of dreamy, but they're more like, I don't know, like royal, like majestic. That one's like down to earth, like peaceful, calm. Like it's called Lovers. I mean, it's like it's so loving and like caressing the music, and it just reminds.
We're back with 6%.
Yes.
Finishing thoughts on Lovers in Japan.
Lovers in Japan. I loved it. I was saying after we got cut off, it was like such a beautiful dream. Like right when summer turns into fall and it's all yellow and but still a little green and a little orange and like running through a field, just peaceful and happy and joyful. And then the switch up where it becomes just like the most peaceful thing ever. I love that part. I said it was like you're running through the fields or the forest, and then you find a seat and you sit down, and that's when the peaceful part kicks in, and you're just like in the energy of the area.
Beautiful. Well said. I'd agree.
Love it.
I think I, growing up, had more like dramatic montage. When I was like lovers, I just pictured like a lot of different people kissing, like a montage of like a bunch of people that have ever been lovers, and then soldiers, a bunch of people dying, and then when it said one day I think the sun will come out, it was like they're struggling both of those things, and then the second half is just that peacefulness, like a sigh of relief. And then we listened to Yes. And I honestly hated the beginning of Yes as a kid. Still don't love it, but it sells me with the cute little violin moment, and then with the second half with the guitar and the thoughts.
Yeah, that one blew me away. Not as like a piece of music that I would like to listen to, but as like a piece of art that conveys an emotion.
Yeah.
So it's like he goes into loneliness and he's like, please just say yes. Like, I'm so tired of this loneliness.
Yeah.
I need a break. Like, I've been in this cycle for too long. And then the whole, like, yeah, I love the violin part, like you said.
Oh, that's true. That's like what reminds you of that?
It reminds me of like Egyptian.
That's what I thought too. Like a classic Egyptian.
Yeah, like the stereotypical Egyptian.
I know, I'm guessing she does say yes, and then that's why the music's all happy.
Well, I don't even think it gets happy at the end. That's why I like it even more, because it's like, even the relief at the end, it's still like distressed.
That's true.
It's like Harry, it's like he's gone delirious almost, and he's just like,
You're right.
It's like,
because they know how to do peaceful.
Yeah, and it was like all discordant, all the chords were like minors and like discordant ones.
That's true.
I don't know like exactly what they were, but they were all discordant.
I like how you thought it was Egyptian. I always thought that too.
It
Next
also sounds like the meme song.
I don't know that, but I think so. The meme song?
It's a meme song from this children's show. I think it's in Norway, a children's show. And for whatever reason, it became a meme. And now here we are in 2021.
It's back. Next is the classic, the international hit sensation, Viva La Vida, that I listened to maybe 1 million times.
I've listened to it about 500,000 times myself.
2 stands. Viva La Vida stands. See you later. Supersonic Fast Review. Viva La Vida.
Viva La Vida. That's an iconic song. It always reminds me of like medieval times.
Me too.
Like with a big old castle and like flowing fields and princesses with like the pointy hats.
And beheading the evil king. Eat
Yeah.
the rich.
Yeah.
But then the king's like alive to retrospect.
Yeah. It really transports you
It's a classic.
to that world.
It does.
So for that, A+.
I love the lyrics. Violet Hill. Hefty, strong, love the piano.
Winter vibes.
Winter vibes. Yes. Beautifully said.
Winter with trees and like out in the cold and being okay with it though because you're with someone you love.
Yes, I also love it because I used to dream of someone saying I love you first to me, and you did. And I used to listen to that song.
That's sweet.
And then Strawberry Swing, of course. Strawberry Swing, one of my faves also, especially growing up. It's just so light and so sweet, and I love the change in the second half just as much as the first half. And I just love that song, always have.
Yeah, I love it too. It's like I was thinking this. It's like happy, but it's like a wise happiness. It's like I know the world is chaotic, but like right now I'm gonna put that aside. And
be honest with you.
today is such a perfect day.
Yes. Next up is Death and All of His Friends. I don't know if I could pick a favorite, but I also love this one so much with all my heart.
I love this one too. I've heard it a couple times only, but it's made an impression.
Coming in at 10:23, a little tired, but very satisfied with listening to all this music. Death and All His Friends. One of my favorites forever and ever and ever. I love how it's in 3 parts, and I love every part. And it meant a lot to me as a kid, and it means a lot to me now. And I love what it has to say, even though I didn't understand what it's saying back then. Now I get it. Thoughts?
I don't understand what it's saying because I don't know all the lyrics, but
She doesn't want to recycle cycled revenge.
Yeah, I do love that line. It's just beautiful.
And then it says we should
Inspiring.
get all winter we just carry, so come over, just be patient. Let's get married.
Oh yeah.
Also, when we just hurry, so come over, just be patient, don't worry.
I love that part, and then it changes. It changes like twice, which is awesome.
3 times. It changes a little bit at the end, I think.
Whoa.
Because the fading out.
Amazing song. A lot to discuss. I need to listen to it a few dozen more times.
10 out of 10. Then next up was Life in Technicolor 2. First time hearing it. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was like Life in Technicolor 1, but with words.
Yes.
Honestly, I didn't vibe with it as much as like many of the other ones. It was just kind of like,
I think that's crazy.
I mean, the words were just kind of tacked on there for me. Because I mean, at least that's how it seemed. Because I heard the first one and there were no words, and then I heard that one and then there's words.
Makes sense.
And then it was also weird because at the beginning it had like forest vibes, like running through a forest, like it sounded like a lute or something, like not quite a guitar, but like a little bit more twangy. But then like the lyrics kind of like changed, and they were talking about like a city or something, and I don't know. It was me. It's a me problem.
It's
not
a him problem.
It's
The song's amazing. I love the part where it says, the wild winds come in down the corner of my street,
I did like that line.
and the headlights are glowing, which is happening right now. And I also like how it says there's a cold war coming, and that it's a violent world, because I feel like that's true. And then I also just love when it talks about floating. I used to sit on the roof and just like meditate up there, and since I was on the roof I already felt like I was floating. And then yeah, it could be because I'm the opposite. I only ever heard it with words, and then I heard Life in Technicolor and I was like, it's missing something. But I could see how hearing the other one first and then hearing this.
That makes a lot of sense. That's cool.
And then there was like a pretty piano song.
Yeah, there was. That was beautiful. I love the little flourish. I was like, like it got a little faster at one part. I loved it. It was short but beautiful.
And then There's Glass of Water, but I haven't heard it.
I haven't heard it either.
And we're also about to get to Springer. We're like 10 minutes away. Thoughts on the album?
Love it. I think it's my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
What Coldplay?
Yeah, it just has so many good runs.
It's so good.
And every song is like so distinct.
I think
And it
this
has
is
its
too.
own message.
I agree. I can also be biased because it was the first one I had on CD. Yeah. Because I think all the other albums are songs that I just truly don't like. Even the ones that I don't like as much are still good, honestly.
Yeah, there wasn't a song on here where I was just like, what were they thinking? Like, not at all.
I can't believe they've done this.
I can't believe you've done this. No, all of them were beautiful.
Okay. Thank you for listening to me.
Yeah. Thank you for picking it. And thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Tune in. Don't forget to go to Savers in the afternoon. And
Sponsored by Savers.
we'll update you in a second when we get to Springer in the night. We're back with the late night show. Bonus track.
Bonus track.
Sound check. Y'all coming in? Gravity by the Gorillaz. My initial thoughts, dystopian. Kind of spooky. I tell Nathan, when the guy's voice comes in, it's like a friend that's now with you in the dystopian city. It's pretty. I liked it.
Which exit do I take?
Only on
It says next two exits.
the first one.
First one. I don't know. That song is just always giving me such a weird feeling, like an
It
indescribable
does.
feeling.
Yeah.
It like really transports you to a different dimension that doesn't really exist.
Yes.
It gives you a feeling that you like can't explain.
Yes.
And it's like mysterious, but also like relatable somehow.
Yeah.
And then just like the random like almost rapping in the back, and like the
It's like when the
scratching.
walkie-talkie went into another dimension. It's like sound checking into another dimension.
Yeah, Soundcheck is a really good name for that song.
I think so. I was thinking that. I was like, that's accurate.
It's almost like a reality check, honestly. Soundcheck or reality check, one of the two. But yeah, like that.
Check yourself.
Approved.
Bonus check. 1 a.m.
Is it?
It's almost 1, 2, 3 a.m.
It's almost 1, 2, 3.
Update, got to Springer. It was dark, so Nathan's seen nothing of it.
Yeah, I've seen the road.
At my uncle's house.
Yeah.
And we talked for hours.
It's a beautiful house.
It's a beautiful house.
Yeah, and we talked for hours. I met your cousin,
Elena.
Elena.
Yeah. And we talked and talked and talked about really beautiful things.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Like your life
Family.
growing up.
Family.
Hardships.
Cycles.
Yeah.
Acid. Mushrooms.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Hardships. We did talk about hardships.
We met her dog, who's cute.
Zia.
And now
was really
we're going to
nice.
sleep. And this phone's slipping out of my hands. I'm gonna drop her out of my face.
And I hope we have sweet dreams and future us are talking about sweet dreams or bad dreams, whatever. I hope I have a dream.
I hope I have a dream at all. Yeah, me too. Alright.
Good night.
The end.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We've discovered that tickles do not work in Spring, New Mexico.
They do not. They have no power here.
But joking.
Joking still. Wait. We might be discovering some latent tickle energy. That is still lying dormant here.
I am not being tickled. I'm not very tickled.
No, never mind. It doesn't work.
Glowing in the morning energy works here.
Glowing in the morning energy.
That's
That works
you.
everywhere.
Thoughts
About
the day
mm,
yesterday.
beautiful day in spring in New Mexico.
Temperature 95. Cleaner
No.
size. The beaches are rolling in hot today. The waves should be good. There's a rooster.
I heard him crow.
See y'all. I just took a terrible screenshot of it. Hello. Coming at you with the post cry glow.
Me too, but only one tear.
One single tear. I cried 7,000. It was really nice. Post funeral thoughts. Do you have any?
It was a very beautiful funeral. Your grandfather seemed like a very beautiful person who did a lot of different things in his life and affected a lot of different people. And he seemed well respected.
This is true.
And I would have loved to have heard his guitar playing.
It was epic back in the day. Later in life, he could barely play, but he was really good. It was really beautiful. I remembered why I liked Catholic Church a lot when I was growing up, and I just cried. Not really because I don't know. It's like honestly, not because I missed him, and I still don't. But I just thought about what it would be like to lose my dad, and then I remembered that people that I am close with were feeling that, and then I was just crying. And I thought that the priest's sermon was really beautiful, and he talked a lot about life and being ready for death, which I thought was a really good lesson,
Me
and
too.
being a good person,
Yeah.
so that when you die, it's like okay, which I thought was a good lesson for the family to hear. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it made sense because my grandma said that the priest knew them growing up since they were a little boy, and I feel like that was a good sermon that he gave that like talked about
Yeah.
let's not all just cry here. I know we're sad, but let's like be intentional about being good people.
Yeah, I loved how he was like, every day, like, do you wake up and like live for God?
Yeah.
Or like
Live to whatever
for
good.
whatever your highest value is, or
Mhm.
are you
Are you thinking about that?
neglecting it?
And everyone is. So I'm glad that that they said that because, like I said, I thought that was a good message. I did think the oxymoron was like, I love life. Hunters, and I was like, they take life. But technicality. And,
Also,
fishing.
death is not gone, just change.
Oh yeah, you liked that? Or you done again?
I like it because it's true.
Me too.
Because energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
It's just like in a different area. I like that too. He said that. And then he made like a joke that my grandpa was no longer in a band. I see a giant. That my grandpa played in a band called the Unknowns, and now he's like, now he plays in the heaven of the knowns. I was like, this guy, this jokester.
This jokester.
What else did he say?
That was all I pretty much took away.
That was my favorite part too. And then, yep. Then we saw the burial. Oh, and I held mom crying. Drama. It was really beautiful. And then I met a random bunch of people that I've literally never met before, but we have to hug because we're cousins. And then went to the ceremony and ate a lot of tortilla.
Your nose looks really pretty in the shot.
I think so. Did you hear that, folks? Nathan says my nose looks pretty. It's like a button.
Mm-hmm. Exactly like a button.
And then I thought it was really beautiful. And I'm glad I came. And it was really nice seeing my old cousins. And I'm glad you came.
I'm glad I came too.
Did you see Chrissy saying thank you? She meant that with her whole heart.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Yeah.
I was just happy to do it.
And now we're going home. Maybe to the hot springs. We'll see.
Oh yeah, we should drop by.
See you there. The skies are really beautiful. These clouds. Cape May, Washington, in New Jersey, is Michael's restaurant,
Michael's Seafood Restaurant.
seafood restaurant, which we're gonna visit. Whose
Next fall.
daughter next fall on the way to New York, and his daughter Claudia teaches geometry and coding
Yes.
and calculus.
Yes.
And Jesse is from a small northern town, and he needs a boost. And to be transformed, he needs to get in the
The cold
the
river.
cold river
and then
mountain
Into the hot springs,
into the hot
three
springs
times
3
over.
times.
And the last time you have to stay in the hot, cold river for 5 seconds. That's the recipe for success.
Keys. We just went to the hot springs in Las Vegas.
Nevada.
Nathan, tell us what happened.
Well, there was some hot water and it was in the ground, and we got into it. And it was really hot, but it felt really good.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 2 people who were there, Michael and Jesse.
Yes, Michael was there first. He was there when we got there.
He was there when we got there.
Mm-hmm.
And you struck up a conversation with him. 'Cause
Yeah, I said, do you mind us getting in? And he said, no.
he said no, and then we,
So what's your name?
and he was named Michael. And
He was a good Michael, though.
yeah, good Michael. There are good Michaels. it
There are
turns
good
out.
Michaels. Crazy.
And it ended up that he owns a restaurant, and we just got to randomly talking about all kinds of random stuff.
What happened? He left for a second.
Yeah, he left.
He said he was going to go with his wife, and then the icon Jesse came up, and then Jesse, oh, I said welcome, and he said thank you, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I built these hot springs. He's like, back in the day there used to be a bunch of these rocks, and you had to plow in to get them, and it was a community effort or something, like, and then slowly and surely
And the college donated bricks to him.
the
and
college
The
donated
government
bricks.
gave him cement.
The monastery used to be a monastery, and he was born in Springer, which is crazy.
Grew up down here.
And he knows a James Maestas,
He does.
and he called me a green-eyed Chicana, and I was like, sure. And then we just talked. He talked.
Yeah, he taught.
We listened, and he just told
He just
stories.
gave us his wisdom.
Yeah, he told us what the building at the end was. It used to be a turning station for trains, and the road used to be a train. And then a giant flood in 1904.
And
Came
knocked
through.
the ice. There was an ice factory, like where they would mine ice,
And it got flooded.
and it got flooded and broken.
Yeah.
And now it's a hot spring, I
And
guess.
now it's a hot spring. And then Michael came back. I think he heard Jesse, and he was like, there's an icon among us.
There's an icon among us.
And he was like, did you say something about the ice? And I was like, okay, well, Jesse's about to go on his rant again. I'm going to go get in the cold water. And then Nathan followed. Thank goodness. I knew you were going to. And I was like, come on. And I went the long way because Jesse told me. I thought it was cute because he called me Maestas. And then I ended up just going the way that I like to go because it was way shorter. And then we got in the cold river. I can't believe we're really getting in a river in December. Icons.
3 times.
3 times. We get in the water, lay down, then run and get in the hot spring, and then get all the way under. And it burned, and then went back. And then Nathan, it was your idea to get in 3 times. And then we went back and got in the cold spring, and then went back and got in the hot spring, and then one more time, and then we started talking to Michael.
The last time we stayed under in the river for 5 full seconds.
5 full
And
seconds.
you 6 seconds.
I did 6 seconds just because I was like, I can't believe I'm under here. Might as well push it one more second. And then we went back, and then Michael asked what we did, and I said teacher, and his daughter Claudia was a teacher, and she teaches coding and math. And he even said there's specified degrees, like speedy certificates for math teachers because they need them so bad.
Yeah, and that's what I want to do. So, another sign from the universe.
It's literally uncanny. I was like, wow, thank you, universe. But it reminds me of something my dad always said. He's like, it's always important to go traveling and to go to these spots because you'll only meet other people that are on the same frequency as you, because that's why they're there too.
Genius.
Mhm.
That's
So I feel like
genius.
we met people that were on the same frequency, same wavelength. It was really, really beautiful. And then we boosted Jesse's truck because his battery dies, and I love that because so many strangers do that for me, and it's so kind every time.
And for me,
Yeah.
because my battery died so many times.
So I was really glad that we could help him out. And then he gave us a bunch of weed, and I gave him a rock. And then I felt bad because I was like, Michael needs a rock too, especially because he's on a trip. So it'll be like like a memory that he has from the trip that he can have. And so I went and gave him one rock, and he seemed so happy. And then here we are.
Here we are.
It
Magical
was so magic.
Another magical moment together.
Any last words?
I love you.
I love you.
Whenever the sun sets like that, you know you've done something right today.
This is true. Can't believe we've done this.
I can't believe we